Welcome to Engage with Digital. I'm Marco, and I rock with PRISM. Before we get started, I just wanted to offer a very quick word of thanks for those of you who are joining us for the first time with Engage with Digital, or maybe you've been tuning in for some time. Just a very, very special thank you for tuning in and continuing to follow what it is that we're sharing here as we look for ways to pivot our strategy here and offer as much value as we can for business owners who are suffering the effects of COVID-19 and the pandemic that all of us are going through right now. So I'd encourage you, if you find value in what it is that we're sharing here, follow through on it, right? Take action with what it is that we're sharing. And if you're compelled, we'd encourage you to share it with friends and colleagues who may see the value in what it is that we're offering here with PRISM Media. So again, a very, very special thank you for joining us. Today, we're talking about the 10 questions in no particular order, but 10 questions that we ask every prospect, every lead that is thinking about doing business with PRISM Media or is interested in hearing what it is that we're able to share, the value that we're able to offer with a digital marketing agency. So I wanted to take you sort of a peek behind the curtain, especially in light of COVID-19 and give you some insight into how it is that we operate and how it is that we do things around here, around PRISM Media, especially in light of what we're currently offering every business owner out there. So if you are a business owner, if you are someone that makes the marketing decisions around a business, for-profit, nonprofit, doesn't matter, we'd encourage you to take advantage. Right now, we are offering a no obligation, completely free consultation with PRISM Media, where we have the opportunity to really look closely at your marketing goals, your success criteria, what you're doing, what you're not doing, and then really build out a strategy that can help you. We'd also encourage you to stay tuned in to what it is that we're sharing, especially across our social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, because in the very near future, we'll be launching some additional resources that include a free webinar with a free gift we're going to be offering everyone who registers. Please make sure you're following us across all social platforms. But again, we're encouraging you, take advantage of this opportunity to connect with us for completely free for a consultation where we can look closely at your digital marketing strategy and offer some valuable ways for you to make it out of this pandemic and this virus, this COVID-19 alive and well. So let's talk about the questions that we ask every lead and every prospect when we have an opportunity to potentially work and build a new relationship with them. And the very first question is, what is your story? We want to get a sense of who you are, where you come from, and really what it is that your business does. Give us some history. Give us some background into how you got into your particular business, how you got into your particular field, what drew you to that field. How many employees do you employ? What types of customers do you serve? What type of services that you offer? What type of benefits are available with you in your business? But give us a sense of really the history of your business, where you've been, and then where it is that you'd like to go. That's what we'd like to start with, is what is your story? The second question we'll move to is, what's your why? We've had a wonderful opportunity to go in depth with brand development and really answering that valuable question, why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you go and get dressed and get ready and go out and deliver on the product or the service that you deliver on? Why do you do what you do? Now, the value in answering that question is this particular question, why do you do what you do? It influences the direction of your marketing. So everything from platforms or modalities of marketing to the messaging that we'll be looking to share. So again, why do you do what you do? We want to get the answer to that question, and then that'll help us really, again, start to inform what the strategy itself looks like. The third area that we want to investigate, and the third question that we want to ask, is what makes your business remarkable? So there's another word that I'll use, and that's what makes your business sparkle. I had a teammate years ago in the banking sector, and she used to walk around with her employees. She was a wonderful leader. Walk around with her employees with a sign that said "Sparkle," just to encourage them to deliver on the best experience for their clients and their customers. But really, what makes your business remarkable? What makes it sparkle? What is it that you do that your competitors can't even start to think about advertising or promoting that they offer? Is it how long you've been in business? Is it the type of service that you offer? Is it so niched and so specialized that it's remarkable that you offer that particular service? Is it the staff that you employ? Is it their stories? But we want to know what makes your business remarkable, because it's with this question that we can really start to identify what differentiates you and your business from your competitors. And by getting to that differentiator, that's when we really start to separate ourselves from the pack, and we can really start to shape our marketing strategy. The next question we'll get to is, do you currently have a marketing plan in place? Better asked is, what does your marketing currently look like, right? So the reality is, most business owners engage in some sort of marketing, whether that's relying on word of mouth referrals, whether that's giving out their business cards, maybe they have a website, maybe they do have an old dusty Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter account that they set up at one point. But what we want to know is, what does your marketing currently look like? What are you doing? Whether that's traditional marketing with maybe paper-based mediums, maybe they're flyers, maybe they're mailers, business cards, whatever that is, decals on your vehicle, whatever that looks like, to more of the digital stuff. Is there anything that you've already embraced or put into practice? The reason we want to ask this question is because ultimately we want to identify if we can supplement your existing strategy, so following along with what works. That way we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, or do we need to come in and just do a whole brand new refresh on your strategy? But at the end of the day, again, what we want to find out is, what does your marketing plan currently look like? What's working well, and where do we have opportunities to improve? It provides a wonderful foundation for us to get started with your marketing strategy. The next question we'll ask is, why are you choosing to make this investment now? What is it that's moved you, that's motivated you, that's compelled you to make this investment now? Truth be told, for a lot of clients and customers that we're speaking with now, it is COVID-19. It's the pandemic that we find ourselves in. It's businesses that no longer have the freedom to walk inside of a person's home or invite people to their business or their establishment. So they're relying on digital marketing, really, that doesn't face those walls or those barriers, to make their way into people's homes, make their way into people's devices, make their way onto people's screens, and really continue to share the story of that business. So that's a pretty popular response right now as to why businesses are choosing to invest now. Maybe that choice, maybe that response isn't yours. Maybe it's something else entirely different, but we want to find out why you are making the investment now. What that can do is, again, it's another way to help us shape and inform our strategy, because that gives us some sense of direction as to how we can invest your dollars into your strategy. Arguably the most important question that we're going to ask is, what does success look like to you? We know at the end of the day, it is about growing your bottom line, growing your revenue, making more money, being more profitable, and that's a common goal that all of us share. That said, when we look at that, let's put that to the side as the common denominator, and let's look a little deeper on what success looks like to you. Is it increasing your digital footprint? Is it increasing the number of emails, the number of calls, the number of contact forms that are submitted, the number of products that are purchased? Ultimately, again, what does success look like to you? It's only by identifying that we can put objectives in place and really actions to help us get there. So we're going to ask you, what does success look like to you? Next, we'll ask you, who are your competitors and what are they better at doing than you? It's pretty easy to rattle off, I think, 3 to 5 competitors that we can say, okay, these are the guys and gals that are doing business maybe down the street or in the same town, maybe in the same industry, that are my competitors. But beyond that, we want to know, what is it they're doing better than you are? Now, oftentimes what's interesting is when we ask clients this question, oftentimes it's not necessarily that their competitors are doing something better than they are, but just that their competitors are doing a better job of sharing their story and controlling their narrative. Oftentimes what will happen is, we'll talk with businesses and we'll ask them, how are you articulating or sharing reviews or feedback that you're getting from clients and customers? And oftentimes, we may even see times where, the business might have a bulletin board where they pin things up and for employees to be able to see, but how valuable is it to share that commentary, to share those reactions through their social media so others, prospects, can see the type of responses that these businesses are getting. It may very well be also that these businesses just simply are doing something or are offering a better guarantee or a better level of service. What that can do is, again, that can influence our decisions and our investments with your marketing, right? So is it where you have another business that what they're doing better than you is they're actually sharing video of their process, or they're putting faces to names behind what is that they do, so they're humanizing their business? Maybe that's it. Well, with PRISM Media, there's no limit to what we can do to help you humanize your business and really make sure that you have every opportunity to compete and not just rise to the bar of that competitor, but exceed where it is that they may have set that bar. Next, we'll ask you, what is your ideal client or customer? What is it that they look like? So that we call these personas, target demographics. You've heard us talk about this in the past in previous videos, but what we want to do is get a sense of who is your target, your A+ customer, your A+ client. We want to create a living, breathing entity that really provides us with the direction for how we want to influence our messaging with our marketing, the modalities that we use, the platforms that we exist on. We want to make sure that your investment that you're making, it just has the best chance of success. And the way we do that is we actually develop out this persona, this living, breathing entity, and we say, what is it that they're most likely to respond to? How is it that we can shape our messaging to where they're most likely to take action? And what platform is the most likely for us to get in front of them and increase the chances that they see what it is that we're offering and the value that we can bring? Next, we'll ask you, what's your expected time frame for success? Now, we expect it, and we've seen it time and time again, where we experience a number of short-term successes that really give us that boost that we're looking for, right? With, for instance, if you're talking about social media, the number of likes or the number of shares, the number of comments, the engagement levels, and so forth. But beyond that, we also want to make sure we're measuring long-term success, right? So how many of these leads or prospects are converting into clients or customers, and then also to ambassadors of your product or service? But we want to find out, what does your time frame for success look like? And then we're going to be transparent. We'll be very realistic on what types of successes we can experience and when. But then we'll come together and we'll agree on a specific time frame. We'll establish those objectives, and then we'll get there together. But ultimately, we want to be on the same page with what success looks like in the time frame that we've both arrived at. We've come together in that partnership and we've determined this is the time frame for our success. Finally, we're going to ask you, what's your marketing budget? We work with a number of clients, a number of customers across the board with varying budgets, depending on their needs, depending on how much capital they have available to invest in their marketing strategy, because it is an investment and you are looking for that return. So the good news is that our experts, we can work with you and we can give you an adequate, sort of idea of what pricing looks like, depending on the goals and objectives and the strategies that you'd like to embrace and really unfold with your business. But ultimately, again, we want to know, what does your budget look like? Because by understanding your budget, we can then put some very real tools or resources in place to help us get to that success that we're looking for, you and I together, that we're looking to be able to deliver on. That's generally speaking, that's the 10 questions that we take our clients through or prospects through as we look at the potential for a wonderful partnership, a wonderful relationship with PRISM Media as your creative, your digital marketing partner. And if you did find value, we'd encourage you to share it with friends and colleagues, because it's important that we're getting this message out to as many as possible, that we are here. We are here to offer support during COVID-19, during the coronavirus. And that's why also we're offering these free, no obligation consultations, these 30-minute conversations to come together and identify what we can do together to help you strengthen your digital marketing strategy and the likelihood of you being able to not just survive during this place that we find ourselves in, but also come out even stronger than ever with your brand that you've worked hard to build. We'd also encourage you, again, if you haven't yet followed us on our social media platforms, please do so. You can find the links in the description of our video or within the description, the show notes of our podcast. We have some wonderful resources coming out in the very near future, including a webinar and that we're going to be offering, a free gift that we're going to be offering those of you who register for the webinar. Exciting things coming again to help our fellow business owners with their digital marketing in the face of COVID-19, controlling what we can control. So please make sure you're following us across all of our social platforms. Visit us at chooseprism.com as well, where we share constant updates around what it is that we're doing with PRISM and PRISM Media. A very special thank you again for joining us. Again, if this is your first time, thank you for tuning in. We hope you continue to tune in. If you're watching us, please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit that bell notification to make sure you're not missing any of our upcoming videos. For those of you who continue to come back, thank you for continuing to watch and stay engaged. If we haven't already made a connection, we encourage you, please schedule a consultation and let us know how we can help you with your digital marketing efforts. We're going to continue to deliver on our promise to offer valuable digital marketing strategies to our various platforms. So thank you again for joining us as we continue to look for ways to share your story, build your brand, and most importantly, create your future. Thank you for choosing PRISM.